Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for coming to join me. I'm continuing with Rachel's weekly challenge, and this one is the vellum page pocket, vellum pocket pages, page pockets. Anyway, she's made some pockets with vellum and book pages. There we go. I did one because I wasn't sure. I'm using tracing paper, I don't have vellum. Sorry, I'm a bit out of sorts, aren't I, today? So I've done this one using Edith Holden paper. And when I folded it, I realised it said about fairies, upon that night when fairies light. So I didn't want to cover that up, so I've just used plain tracing paper. And I found a picture of a flower fairy. I love the flower fairy books, but it does make me sad that you have to choose between the fairies. But I do want to do a purple journal soon, so I thought the purple fairy would be nice to go in there, and I've put some fabric across the bottom and a mushroom. So that's that one, and I thought, well, I'll carry on and make a few more. So I thought I'd just... Sorry, that was husband just shouting me. He's just on his way out, so I do apologise. So I haven't got the vellum, as I said, so with this one I've just used plain tracing paper. I've folded a couple of book pages up, and I thought we'd just do a couple and see how they turn out. So these, the way that Rachel did it, she's just got a book page, folded it and folded it up, so it makes kind of a pocket, as if you were going to stick a pocket that way onto a page. But then what she's done is put tracing paper down behind it, and I've just got that bit on my desk, and it looks as if it might fit perfectly on there, doesn't it? It does. It does indeed. So I think that one will have to go on there, won't it? I don't know what it is with this one, but to me it doesn't quite look... The words don't quite look straight, do they? What have I done wrong with it? I don't really know, because I did it straightish. I'm not going to worry about it, because by the time I've got I've glued it all in and I've put something on the front, you're not going to see the words on that one. I've thought about how to decorate these. I do worry sticking things onto vellum, that it may not stick vellum. Listen at me, as if I've got vellum. Tracing paper's the word, isn't it? It's quite a heavy duty tracing paper. I think I've shown it to you before. I get mine from Hobbycraft, and it says it's 90 GSM, but it is quite substantial, and it goes through the printer really nicely. And I've only got inkjet printer. I don't have a laser printer. So I'm just going to line that up there, and I'm just going to stitch. I'm not stitching it at all. I'm going to glue it on. I know this glue does work with this tracing paper, so that's what I'm going to use. I'm going to put a bit down there and a bit down there, and I'm going to put a bit of glue on that one and a bit of glue on that one. I am behind with Rachel's challenge, and as I've said before, I'm not doing all of them either, because I've go back and have a look at which ones I've missed, so you might get some out of sync, and then other ones, like I've said before, I perhaps haven't got the things that she's got, and so it takes me a little while to think what I can use as an alternative. I know the next one that she's done, or one of the ones that she's done, is using scrapbook card, which I don't have any of, so I might just go through my papers and do some on that one. I've got another fairy book, another picture there that just fits inside there, so I may use that. I may indeed. And I've got some little mushrooms that I thought I might put on there, because they seem to go quite nicely with that little fairy. So I quite like that, and I'd like some fabric across the bottom again. I've just found that bit on my desk, actually. And as it fits perfectly there, that's the one I'm going to use. How bizarre. I didn't even prep and get that piece out. It was just there laying. This is a strong ultra tacky glue, so I've used that before on the vellum, so I know that this works as well. I'm just going to stick that across the bottom there. It dries clear as well, so that's quite nice. And then I'm going to put that on there. I was just thinking. I keep little snips of, how sad am I? I keep little snips of thread. And I was just thinking that might actually be quite nice to go on there. Just to add that little extra dimension to it. I'm going to cut that bit off. Oops, Daisy. Cut that bit off there. But I quite like that. Right, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I should have thought about it before because I can't stitch this bit now because I've put it on the pocket. I wonder if it would glue down. I bet it will glue down, you know. I bet it will. What I would normally do is stitch this onto there and then glue it on. Let me just see if I've got this in a thicker card. One moment. Okay, so I think what I'm going to do is put that on there like that. So it's just got that little bit of texture behind it. Yeah, I like that. It brings the colours in then, doesn't it? So fortunate that I do keep my little snips of... It's when I tear fabric, you know, when you rip fabric and then the threads all come. That's what that's from. So I'm going to put some of this on here. Just to stick this down. It will be quite loose, won't it? Was that the one? Yeah. As I say, that does dry clear. Yeah, I like that. See if I can pull a little bit more over there and stick it in. I'm faffing a bit, aren't I? Leave it, Carol, just leave it. Get it on, get it stuck down there. And leave this to dry. It might take longer to dry because I obviously want that glue to go through the thread onto the paper so it doesn't lift off, don't I? Let's press it down. There we go. It's on. It's on good and proper. And then they just will hang off there. And then she can fit in there. So I like that. So I've got a couple there for some fairies. So sorry, I'm out of the screen. So I'm going to put those to dry. I want that one to dry off. I might end up putting a book on it actually just to flatten it down a little bit. But no, it's sticking. It is sticking. The other thing is I'm doing a couple of butterfly books. Butterfly journals. And I found this beautiful page, butterfly page. Threads everywhere. And I thought, well, that would make a very nice pocket, a nice tall pocket to go on my butterfly journal. And so I think that's what that's going to be. Can I just apologise if you can hear lots of noise outside? I think I've said it in my previous videos. There's lots of building work going on out there. And it's just really rather noisy. So I'm just starting a butterfly journal. So this is the journal that I've got so far. So I'm thinking this would make quite a nice little pocket. You can see there. So it would make a nice tall pocket. You can see the butterflies through it, and it might actually, I might end up putting it something like that so that it can be a tuck space behind, and then it can have a card in there as well, and then it's got those beautiful images behind it. So I think that would look quite nice, a little bit different. I think sometimes when we make journals, we stick by our what we like to do, don't we? Rather than try something different. So I thought that would make a nice pocket. And again, I'm only going to use the plain vellum just because it's just such a beautiful image behind. I don't want to cover it up. And I think that would make quite a nice kind of belly band pocket that I can put something behind as well. And I don't know if I want to add any extra decoration on this one. Just sometimes the glue just takes just a minute to stick. There we go. I think when that's got a card in there, isn't that pretty? I am really loving making things at the moment. I have got some butterflies cut out. And it may be nice actually to do another tangle of threads, maybe in a corner. That might be quite nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this thread with my butterflies, and then when I decide where this pocket's going to go in the journal, I might well decorate it. I don't know, we'll see. So that's going to go in my butterfly journal. And I think I might have had, yeah, I found another piece, look, another butterfly one, because I'm doing 2 butterfly journals. So I'm going to do exactly the same for this one. So I'm going to fold it, fold one edge over and fold the other edge over, trying to do it straight. Straightish. And then fold the bottom up, again straightish. Just reinforce those edges there, look, that's that. I think I might just edge these slightly. And these are lovely book pages because there's nothing on the back, so I don't have to make a decision as to which image I want to use. I much prefer it when publishers do it that way, don't you? I suppose it's okay if you can find more than one copy of a book that you like, but I think finding nice books sometimes is kind of few and far between. You have to grab them when you see them, don't you? Oh, that doesn't fit in there. It's not quite wide enough. I mean, it's too wide. Yeah, so I need to take a smidgen off there. Would that fit? A little bit more than that. Yeah, if I make it 4 inches, it's going to be fine, isn't it? I think sometimes it's nice to get some pockets like this made and not to actually do any extra decorating on them until you know what journal it's going to be in, because that can change the feel of the pocket, can't it? There we go, that fits there nicely, and again that you can see the beautiful butterflies through there. So I'm doing 2, but did I say I'm doing 2 butterfly journals? Hence the need for 2 pockets. The way that I do it, if I'm doing more than one journal on the same kind of theme, then I will duplicate the pockets as I make, you know, I make 2 rather than 1. But they go in different places in each journal, so they're not identical. And the pockets are going to be different anyway because different papers and things. There we go. Just put the lid on there. It's actually gone quiet outside. I wonder if they've gone on the lunch break, a bit early for lunch. Isn't that just pretty? And then, of course, there will be a tag or something in there. So you won't see that initially, but you will see it when you take the tag out. And as I say, I think I might put a snip of, put a butterfly or a couple of butterflies with some paper, some what I could actually do, see, I'm thinking out loud now, just tell me what you think, is a couple of them. I might need to tear some more paper just to get some more butterflies. And just do a couple like that. Depending which side is going to be the tuck. So if that's going to be a tuck spot. So, sorry, I'm trying to think. I'm thinking to myself out loud. Sorry, folks. Just bear with me. What I'm thinking is whether it would work. So, for example, I quite like this page here. So if that pocket was to go on there, I would glue it at the top and I would glue it at the bottom, and it would be a tuck spot there. So either to go all the way through, or if I did it, glued it on 3 sides, it would be a nice stable pocket there. And then these butterflies could overhang this side because they're not going to be interfered with the tucking in. And I think that might look actually quite nice. Maybe not 2 butterflies the same, I don't know, but maybe three sizes of butterflies with some threads behind. I think that would actually be quite nice. 1, 2, 3. I think that's what might happen there. And I think because I think that's what might happen, I'm going to put those butterflies in there, and that'll remind me what I want to do. Something like that, not necessarily with those butterflies, but something definitely on that trail. Okay, so what else have we got? I've got an old book page here. How am I doing for time? 17 minutes, that's not too bad. So this is an old book page. And I've got some paper there. So I think what I might use, this is, I've photocopied onto this piece of vellum. So again, 4 inches. I seem to be folding my book pages to 4 inches, don't I? And I'm thinking I'm not going to take that vellum off the edge because that's going to be glued behind the piece of paper, isn't it? So I think I might just make these pockets, as I say, and not decorate them till I know where they're going. Carol, do it in inches. I want to know how. Where's my inches gone? If I do it at 4, I can cut the edge top off. So 4 inches. I think I made 2 of these. I wonder if that would fit. Yep, it will. So this was the same book page. It was one that I'd done and made them. So these are quite flimsy. So actually these I would stick on as a pocket, only because this paper is old. I think it's 1940s, so it's quite fragile. Oops. It would help if I got the flowers the right way, wouldn't I? And I know that writing's upside down, but I don't think that matters. But that is still pretty, look, with that lovely poppy there. So that's going to get stuck in there. And I've run out of Tracy labels, so I think I'm going to have to print some more Tracy labels because I think they might look quite nice on these. That needs to glue across the top as well, doesn't it? 1, 2. And I haven't mitered these corners, have I? But they lay quite flat, so I'm going to leave them. It is quite thin paper. I think the more I cut it, the more fragile it's going to get. Although you silly moo, of course, if you've not cut that, that would need glue in there, wouldn't it? What a silly Billy you are, Carol. Little bit of glue there. And that one has glued. Okay, so note to self, snip the corner off. It's quite hard to see the fold lines actually on this old paper. And that would just need cutting off, wouldn't it? But still so very pretty. One edge. And again, this is a good way of building up your ephemera, you know, making pockets that you can put in your journals, and then you can decide what you want to do with them when you've picked your journal. I'll just straighten the top of that off. And the top of that one as well, I think. This paper that I've photocopied actually is a freebie from Artie Mays, but that's quite pretty, isn't it? And I thought it looked quite nice on this vintage paper with it being a bit vintage itself. That just makes a lovely pocket. And I think even if you put something inside it, you can still see that through look. So that would be pretty, wouldn't it? You know, it gives you a showing of something. So there's those two. What else had I got? Had I got anything else ready, or did I want to fold a couple? I quite like those tall pockets that I did. I've got a couple of I've got a bird one, I've got a plain one. Let's do this plain one. I think I'm going to cut a little bit off the bottom of that, only because it's quite a deep, I don't want such a deep fold, is what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to fold this one. And at the bottom as well. That's straight. Nope. Still not straight. There we are, that's straight. Again, this one is quite plain paper. It's telling us about different plants. It's from a horticultural book, I think. Selections of hardy exotics. And I've photocopied some of, well, a couple of Rachel's papers. So I think I'm going to use one of those on this one. So again, that's just short of 4. If I do it 4 inches. Does that fit? Not quite. Oops, sorry, banging you. Oh yeah, that fits in there, doesn't it? And actually, I quite like the writing on it, so I'm going to put that one in upside down, I think. No, I'm not going to put it in upside down, that's not what I mean. What I mean is I'm going to cut it from the top, because I quite like that it has the writing on. So I'm just going to put it in upside down to get the size. Then I'll turn it round to make sure that my writing is the right way up, if that makes sense. Yeah, I do definitely like these them as taller pockets. I quite like the idea of using that as a tuck in a journal. Or again, it could be freestanding, couldn't it? Yeah, I like that one. Happy, happy. I really should remember to put the lid on my glue, I think. Let's glue that one down. And the bottom. There we go. Let's press that down. I like that. You see, you can see the writing that on Rachel's paper that she used. These are her painted papers, and then you can see the book page through there. So I like that as well. I'm sorry for the rattly noise, but I've got some cardboard cutouts there, and I'm thinking, you know, something like that might look nice on there, and maybe a label coming out. See, I like that. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to put that on there, and then I will call it a day. Running out of time on my phone, and I'll carry on off screen and make a few more of these, I think. Oops. Come on, Carol. Just want to lift that up a bit so that can go on there. And then, yeah, I am going to put that on there. It's quite heavy, this. It's cardboard cutout. Is it a Tim Holtz one? I don't use them very often, but I thought I really ought to pull them out and use them. Put a good bit of glue on that. There we go. And I might need to just put a book on that just to hold it down. But I do think that looks pretty. And again, I would probably put that on 3 sides and use it as a tuck spot. Yeah, I'm really pleased with that. So I've done quite a few, haven't I? So I've done that one and I've decorated it, and I'm very happy with that one. I've got the 2 that we did with the vintage paper. I've got the 2 butterfly ones that we did, and I've got my 2 fairy ones. So thank you very much for coming to join me. I hope this video was okay. Sorry if I'm a bit disjointed. I've got a few worries on my mind at the moment. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed them. And Rachel, thank you so much for the inspiration. Take care, folks. See you later. Bye.